So the main reason you will see better results whenever you cut out starches, if you're doing a mucusless diet, or if you're doing the sugar fasting, as a lot of people are doing now, that Cole Robinson has inspired a lot of more people to a diet of fruit juice, sugar, non-starchy vegetables, etc. And that's it for temporary periods. Very, very similar. Arnold Ehret, born in the late 1800s, his diet, the mucusless diet, was fruits, all fat-free fruits and starchless vegetables. That was the mucusless diet. So I find it very fascinating that we now have a large demographic of people who are willing, even though they might not know who Arnold Ehret is. Now people are actually doing a mucusless diet plus refined sugar. And now we can actually see on a large scale, or people on a larger scale can feel what this is like. And this is kind of what part of the reason I'm kind of excited about this movement. Of course, all large civilizations from the dawn of the time that we mastered fire started moving into like agricultural age and civilizations and living into cities and things of that nature, have been living on a starch-based diet. And if you look at pictures of people back in the day, everyone was basically lean, right? Apart from the kings and queens. But the reason you will lose more weight whenever you cut out starches is because the bowel transit time of starches are slower. It's more complicated for the body to get the sugar it needs, the glucose it needs, than say fruits. And that cost in efficiency, in metabolic efficiency, is going to cause people to stall. And Arnold Ehret talks about this. A lot of your problems are going to be coming from constipation, foods that are constipating in nature, animal products, dairy products, lots of like high fat foods, not just constipating on like say a bowel level, but on a cellular level, because fat will constipate your cells to the point where sugar can't even enter. That's what insulin resistance is, and that's what Harold Hemsworth showing that high carb, low fat diets actually make you more sensitive. Sugar enters the cell a lot better. It's because you're cutting out the fat. It's not constipating the cell. But starches, to some degree, will slow you down. Will slow down your bowel transit time. Yes, you can still extract energy from them, but it is a cost. If you have two plumbers working on a job in the house, one of them is twice as fast and half the price. You obviously, if you just knocked out the other one and just gave the one plumber all your money, they're gonna get way more done and it's gonna be cheaper for you. That's how the body sees getting its glucose from fruits. And people are doing the simple sugar. I can kind of understand why Cole is promoting that, because a lot of people don't know how to eat enough fruit whenever they come on this lifestyle. They don't. They just do not know how to eat enough fruit. And one of the issues with the mucusless diet healing system is that people tend to undereat on that lifestyle whenever they get to the fruits and non-starchy vegetables. So this is one of the things. You do have low-fat raw vegans who know how to carb up, etc. But it is a common theme that people, whenever they come on a diet consisting of fruits and starchless vegetables, a mucusless diet, they undereat. They don't get enough grape sugar, as Arnold Ehret would call it, which is just sugar, really. Sugar into the cells. So that is the reason. That is the plain old reason. The more efficient your body is, it doesn't have to deal with constipation to whatever level, coming from all kinds of starches. Obviously, not all starches created equal. Whenever you do the test, people who are doing the sugar fasting, you do your sugar fast, and then you go to eat potatoes, or you go to eat rice, or you go to eat pasta, you go to eat beans. Some of you are going to be returning, probably all of you guys. I don't know how many people are doing it, and they're 100% plant-based or vegetarian or vegan, etc. But you will see firsthand the different bowel transit time of foods. And this is why I'm excited about this movement. I'm really excited, because when people say a diet of fruits, fruit juice, and starchless vegetables, etc., that's quackery. It's like, no, this is what this guy has been talking about. And as you can see, a large demographic of people are systematically using this approach, this old school approach. Oh, man. And Cole mentioned something about how he was saying that whenever you do this, you're training your eating habits. So on the days where you're not doing the sugar fasting, your eating habits are going to be a lot better. Now, let me tell you something, right? As someone who's done 170 days last year plus, 170 plus days on just straight mucusless diet, fruits, juice, vegetables, salads, non-starchy vegetables, no starches during those periods, 170 days out of the year, I can tell you that what will happen to you is that you will get to a stage, if you continue doing this, it will auto-correct your eating habits to the point where you won't even have a conscious, it won't even be like I'm deciding to stop this. Like, it won't be like something that like you have to use a willpower, is what I'm trying to say. At some point, your body will just not want to eat crap. At some point, you will naturally not want to eat crap. It's like an auto-correct mechanism, because I've been doing this for 12 years and I can tell you how I eat now is different to how I ate 12 years ago. It's so different, right? Even if you do raw till 4, for long enough periods, I've come across in the movement, if you don't know what that is, it's basically raw fruits and greens, like fruit smoothies, etc. And Freely, she also promotes the consumption of refined sugar. I don't do the refined sugar personally. It's never really worked for me, especially in huge amounts. I'm gonna have to do more experiments again in the future, etc. But I don't do it. I eat enough calories from dates, etc. But aside from that, whenever people even do raw till 4, what they find is that systematically, after a period of time, they don't want to consume starches for breakfast. They don't want to consume starches for lunch. And if they do, it's like, whoa, the system is like, whoa, your body is really getting used to that very fast and efficient plumber that's half the price. Your body's just like, oh, that's the plumber that I want to fix my house. That's the plumber that I want to get the job done for my house, right? And your body gets used to that efficiency with that bowel transit time, because constipation is not something the body wants to deal with. The body doesn't want to deal with constipation. The body doesn't want internal waste in your bowels slowing things down and putrefying longer than it should. So the more you do the sugar fasting, it's going to not only auto-correct your weight, but it's also going to auto-correct your eating habits, because you will become less tolerant to crap. You will become less tolerant to crap. I'll say that again. You will become less tolerant to crap. And it won't happen overnight. It won't happen maybe in a week or two. But as you persist and as you continue doing this, you will become less tolerant to crap. That is what will happen. And it won't be something that you do by willpower. Your body will just tell you. You just won't dig the same crappy, junkier, high fat, high protein, complexity in terms of like super complex starches or really hard to digest starches. Your body just naturally will gravitate away from them. Whenever you eat those foods, and then you may be able to like deal with it, but then you'll notice that whenever you come back to a mucus-free diet, a starchless lifestyle, or you do the sugar fasting, you will notice how much more like this amazing you feel, really. It won't be something that you're doing out of frustration, like, oh, I have to do that. It won't be like that. I know for me it certainly isn't. Whenever I return back to doing mucus free, If you still don't know what that is, it's just fruits and non-starchy vegetables. Whenever I return back to doing mucus-free, I notice I like it there. And recently, I've cracked the code in my head on how I can stay on this lifestyle forever if I choose to. For me, I'm 6'2". I need about 4,000 calories per day to just switch off all desire for starches. This is after 12 years eating starches like a lot, right? Again, I'm nothing wrong with starches. Everyone's on their journey, etc. My goal is to be mucus-free one day, just completely just fruits and starchless vegetables. But I'm in no rush either. That's the beauty of it. But I notice myself that whenever I get 4,000 calories of fruits and starchless vegetables, my desire for starches switches off. And a lot of you guys will be experiencing this now. Whenever you get sufficient amount of calories while you're doing the sugar fast, your desire for everything else is kind of like, I'm good. I'm good. It's not a loud knock on the door, like eat this, eat this. It's like you're good, you're satisfied. So don't want this video to be too long. If you got any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Peace, love, veganism. I'm out.